Welcome to Module 50. We're going to be talking about indoor air pollution. So, a greatest amount of indoor air pollution occurs in developing countries. This is because people need to use products to burn products inside for keeping warm or for cooking. And so people are going to use things like manure, coal, wood for heating indoors. And so that's more than 3 billion people are warming up and cooking this way and producing indoor pollutants. So oftentimes this occurs in pits where incomplete combustion occurs, which it produces carbon monoxide because there isn't an opportunity for the carbon to be introduced to two oxygens, and so it produces this toxic chemical, carbon monoxide. And so indoor air pollution can cause acute respiratory infections, pneumonia, bronchitis, and even lung cancer. The World Health Organization estimates that there are about 4 million deaths per year. And unfortunately, 50% of those deaths are children under the age of 5. 90% of deaths caused by indoor air pollution occur in developed countries. So this is definitely, I'm sorry, this is incorrect. It says developed countries, but this would be in developing countries. And so this is definitely an issue for people that are in developing countries. So here, one of the indoor air pollutants that we're going to talk about, we just talked about, is carbon monoxide. This is a colorless, odorless pollutant, gas that occurs when burned with natural gas. What happens is it binds to your hemoglobin, and it binds more strong with your hemoglobin than your oxygen or carbon dioxide. And so when you breathe in, it's not going to remove the carbon monoxide to take for the oxygen to take place, and so you tend to not have enough oxygen to the brain, and this can result in death. Another indoor air pollutant is asbestos. This is fine when it's undisturbed. This is asbestos right here. It's a long, thin, fibrous silicate material. The greatest number of deaths occurred to those people that mined it, so meaning that they were pulling it from the earth. And so when it is manufactured, it is in place, and it is not usually an issue there. But if you were to sand it or pull it apart, then the particles, you'd inhale it, and it can cause lung cancer. And so the amount of asbestos in the air is going to increase after it's been removed. So if you have a person that has a house that has paint with asbestos in it, and they go to try and remove all of that paint, well, then there's going to be increased amounts of asbestos in that house for an entire year. And so it's important that certified people that know what they're doing are involved in this operation. Another indoor air pollutant is going to be radon. Radon is a product of uranium decay, so it starts off as uranium-238. It decays into radium and eventually radon-222. And then actually after that, polonium. So both radon and polonium are going to be are problematic. And when you have rocks like granite and soils that can, the radon in there can enter through the cracks of the foundations in your house, and it attaches to dust particles. And when you inhale those dust particles, that radon can have carcinogenic effects on you. And so this is detrimental. And about 21,000 people estimated by the EPA die each year from radon-induced lung cancer. And this is the second leading cause of lung cancer, and it's actually pretty easy to navigate if you have a radon problem in your home. There's a reasonably inexpensive ventilation where a series of fans and openings and vents are installed. VOCs are our final indoor air pollutant that we're going to be talking about, and as you remember, these are volatile organic compounds, and so these are the volatile, meaning that they are nonpolar, and so they are going to evaporate quickly, and so they exist in your paints, your glues, your dry cleaning fluids, deodorizers, sprays. Formaldehyde is a VOC that is thought to be carcinogenic. And so here's the deal: is when people make new homes, when the home is new, there's tons of new materials, and so there'll be the carpet that will off gas, and that's that new carpet smell. It's off gassing VOCs into the house, or pressed wood in cabinets. And if this is well ventilated, it is less of an issue. However, we're finding that there's something called sick building syndrome. Sick building syndrome occurs most common in temperate zones, like here in New Hampshire, and in developed countries. So when you have a house that is very enclosed or very insulated to try and keep those cold winters out, the house can be too tight and not ventilated enough, and so those VOCs can build up in the house and it can cause sickness. And so it can cause headaches, sore throats, nausea, eye irritation, fatigue. Some concerns that lead to this are going to be like your carpeting, your furniture, cleaning agents. Copying machines produce VOCs, vehicle exhaust, molds, and pollen, all of these things. They're very common in office buildings. And so this is the indoor air pollutants that we need to be concerned with. And that is it. So have a great day.